Is it the weekend yet? Good morning guys, how are you all doing? I've reached the end of VEDA! Woohoo! I made it! Not without many cups of coffee though. Oh dear, yesterday at work. Oh my days. Okay, see this? This is my fleece from work. The reason it's here is because of what happened yesterday. Let me sit down. In fact, let me go sit where I usually do. Harley in the background. Hi Harley. He's like, who are you talking to? And don't worry, I'm not just going to sit here talking to the camera like I did yesterday. I plan on going to the Aldi. Of course, if there's a very long big queue, I'm just not going to even go near it. Bloody camera. I don't know why, but every once in a while it likes to just suddenly turn off. Like the dial for the different settings has been moved, and so it just stops. And I think because it's not fully on it properly. I don't know why, because I don't change it that often. In fact, the only time I do is when I'm taking pictures. So let's see if it lasts longer than 2 minutes this time. I had this problem, when was it? A few weeks ago, where I was talking to the camera and suddenly just stopped, and I tried recording again, and 5 seconds later it stopped again. And at first I thought there's something wrong with the camera, but then I moved the dial and put it back to where it should be, and it was working fine. And that's what I've just done, so hopefully it's not going to stop. Anyway, on to what I was saying about yesterday at work. What happened was I went to the toilet, and as I was going to go wash my hands afterwards, I noticed all over the back of this hand was black grease, all over it. And I'm just like, where the heck's that come from? So I washed my hands, started walking back out to where I work, and as I was getting near the door, I noticed once again my hand was caked in black grease. And I'm just like, what the blooming heck's going on here? So I figured it had to be on my clothing somewhere. So once again I went back to, well actually I went to my locker first, took off my fleece, the one that's on the kitchen counter, and I surmised that the grease was on there. I could see some glistening blackness, and I'm like, ah, oh. So I bundled it all up, put it in a plastic bag to bring home for a wash, and then I went and washed my hands again. As I'm going back to where I work again, I started noticing more grease appearing on the fronts of my hands as well as the back, on both hands, and I'm like, that's the trouble with black grease at work. Once it's on you, it starts going everywhere. So I had to go and do the only thing I could do, go and strip off and completely change all of my overalls. So I put fresh ones on, went to wash my hands again, and I'm doing this, making sure no more grease, and there wasn't. That's when I went back upstairs to my work colleague, and I explained to him, you know, where I'd been, because it took a while to sort out. And he was like, well, you know what it's like, it gets everywhere. So as I'm leaving him to go downstairs to do something else, I got my water bottle to take a drink, and that's when I noticed more grease on my hands again. It was all over my water bottle as well. So I had to go and clean that, then clean my hands again. I must have washed them 4, maybe 5 times to get it off, which is why the fleece has been in the wash last night and the dryer, and is now clean. Blooming grease. Well, the camera's still running. It's been going on for over 4 minutes. Yay. Yeah, I've decided I need to go to the Aldi. Well, I don't need to, but the stuff that I usually get from Aldi that I need to get some more of. But like I say, if the queue's bad, just not going to entertain it. This chair really drives me up the wall. Oh, it's 20 to 10. I'm going to finish my coffee and set off to Aldi. Well, there is a queue, but it's not that long. It only goes to about here, and it's moving. So I'm going to go stand in the queue. Oh, got what I needed. I don't even know how long it took me to get in. It's now 10:30. I was thinking about going in Home Bargains, but the queue's quite long, and I don't really need to go in there, so I'm not going to bother. I have to say, in Aldi, I got to the till and they've got these screens up, which I totally understand, but the trouble is the guy who was talking to me, I could not hear a word he was saying, and he had to repeat at least 3 times to explain to me that the items that he's scanning, I can't just put into my carrier bag. I had to put into another basket, and then I can transfer from the basket to the carrier bag. And so I was like, what, eh? And he's pointing to the basket, and I was just confused. I didn't know what he was talking about. But eventually, once I figured out what he was saying, I'm like, ugh. Oh dear. Well, now that that's done with, I'm gonna go home. Yeah, it's time for me to go to work. I've just made my sandwiches. Now I've just got to make my bag up. I've had a phone call from Jo. She was telling me, she tried to go to the Asda and she told me that the queue was just really long, and so she decided not to bother. So I'm glad I didn't go there today. And because I'm about to sign off, that means I'm now done with VEDA. Can't believe I've managed to do it, considering the circumstances. But I'm proud of myself that I've done it. I can go back to regular vlogging now. But I won't be gone that long. I'm sure I'll be vlogging again at some point soon. Maybe I'll do it at the weekend. And I'm just noticing it looks like it's going to rain. Just my luck it'll start as I'm heading off to work. Yeah, I'd better sign off. That clock's just turned 1:15. I need to start getting ready for work. All that's left for me to say now is thank you for watching and subscribing if you have, and liking this video if you did. Until the next time, peace out. Hey, I remembered to say next time and not tomorrow. Do you know what that means? It means my brain's actually working for once.